the Flash becomes something new. In our last video, the Flash was stuck in his nightmare, continually watching over and over as he was not able to save Kid Flash at the hands of Grodd. But it wasn't just that the Flash wasn't fast enough. He felt something strange in the Speed Force, and when he looked back at what it was, he saw a pair of eyes looking right back at him. This is Comicstorian. We create audio dramas of current comic books so that you know what's going on in the world of comics and can add them to your collection. Make sure if you enjoy this, you check out your local comic book store and get into this amazing hobby. Now, let's get into Flash, Night Terrors, issue number 2. Time after time, attempt after attempt, but each time, Flash's hand was just barely missing. Each time, Grodd plunged the Spear of Destiny into Kid Flash. And with every try, the effects of overexerting himself and the twisted nature of the Speed Force begins to take hold. It begins to transform the Flash into something else. After the last attempt, Flash forced himself to stop. He needed to come up with a new plan. When Iris saw the changes that were actually happening to him, she said he looked terrible. His face was a mess. She asked where was he. Flash told her that he was fixing things. And Iris shouts, asking, "Does it look like you fixed Wally? What we need now are doctors." Flash tells her no doctors. There's a friction in the Speed Force now because of that thing. Some sort of resistance, and my body is compensating. Iris looks at his blistered skin, telling him that he needs to stop. He just needs to stay here, be with Wally before... You can't. But as Iris leaves, Barry's mother steps in. And he asks, what is she doing here? She can't be here. Nora says that the nurse out at reception said that she could come right in. Flash tries to explain why Nora West being here is wrong, but he says, never mind. I'm just glad you could make it. She then says that the real question is, why is he still here? There's a way to make this right, and he's going to find it. Flash tells her that he tried, but she snaps at him, telling him to try harder, to go faster. Nothing is over until he says so. Understand? He stands up hugging her. Yes, ma'am. And she hugs him back. But Flash doesn't see who his mother really is, because in fact, it's insomnia steering this nightmare. Good boy. Now run. At that moment, it hits him. And he begins to think of it all backwards. He shouldn't be going back, he should be going forward. The only way that he can do what is needed is with the help of Hal Jordan. Flash skids into the watchtower, telling Hal that they need to try something. They're going to propel him forward in time, and he just needs a little more speed. Hal looks at the Flash and the changes that he's endured, this new monstrous Hulk-like body that he has. You can't. This has already had negative effects on you. Hell, you're making me look good, Barry. The regret connects before the punch. Flash is moving too fast to pull the punch, and before Hal can even see it coming, he is hit so hard that his body bursts into pieces. The fleshy bits hit the ground with Hal asking, "What the hell, man?" And Flash tells him to pull himself together. He said it before, he needs more speed, and he's going to help him get it. Moments later in the 25th century, Eobard Thawne is giving a tour of the Flash Museum, explaining the principles of Captain Cold's cold gun, when there's a loud crack-a-boom interrupting his lecture. In the other room, the Flash kneels down, picking up the Spear of Destiny as Eobard asks him, "Is this what you came for, Barry? The weapon that killed the original Kid Flash?" Flash tells him that taking down Grodd with his own weapon, it'll have a pleasing symmetry to it. Eobard begins to put on the Reverse Flash costume. "That spear corrupts whoever wields it. We both know it, buddy. But seeing the way you look now, I'd say the damage to you is probably already done, you hulking monster. You should know that tinkering with the timeline never comes with good results. Now put back the spear and..." But the Flash smiles. "I'm not here for the spear. I'm here for your Speed Force." The two begin to move at such furious speeds, they exchange blow after blow until Eobard finally gains the upper hand, pinning Flash down. He reaches for the spear, asking, "Why are you so broken? I would like to know why the fastest man alive misses everything." "I'll tell you, it's because..." But before Eobard could finish, Flash vibrates his hand inside of Eobard's chest. Eobard drops the spear. "What are you doing? You won't let that turn solid, so let's take a breath and..." Flash tells him to look at him. "What does it look like I'm capable of at this point?" At that moment, Flash rips his arm out, leaving his hand inside of Eobard's chest, absorbing all of the Speed Force energy. He stands back up, walking over to the treadmill, and when he stops, he looks at his reflection. He stares, touching his face with his claw-like hand. What am I? But it isn't time to worry about those sorts of things. He decides he needs to run. With the spear in hand, Barry begins to run, and he runs so fast that he can feel his skin burning away, but he can't give up now. He travels back through time to the fateful moment that Grodd struck, and as he gets ready to prevent all of it, hands reach out, grabbing him. Flash struggles to try and free himself, yelling, "No! I'm faster this time! How can they?" He breaks away, stabbing at the monster in the Speed Force, hurting it enough to allow him to get ahead of it. And when he stops, he sees what it is. It can't be. He looks back at a mixture of limbs, bodies, faces of himself, begging him to fuse and lead them. It's a Barry Allen monster. No, I'm not like one of them. But the hands reach out once more and they begin to pull him into the fold. They begin to absorb him. The Flash screams, trying to fight free, but suddenly something calls out and he's pulled away. Two bodies tumble out of the Speed Force. And Flash has a moment to realize who his rescuer is. Wally? Wally tells him that he has been running in some kind of sleep trance for hours. No one could reach him. Flash gets up, grabbing Wally. "You can't look at me, ever." But Wally asks, where is all of this coming from? They don't have time for it. Come on, Barry, shake it off. We're needed back in the fight. Flash looks at him. Fight? What fight? And Wally looks him dead in the face. "Oh, Barry, I really need to bring you up to speed." And that concludes the Flash storyline, bringing us back to the real world in the real timeline. If you want to know what's happening, what they've been missing out on, check out the Night Terrors book, because these issue 2s are kind of implying that it's not going to go well for our heroes. I hope you guys enjoyed today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you want early access, join us at YouTube memberships and over at Patreon. And I'll see you next time.